Hello, Cancer. This is a reading for all Cancer placements of Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars. My name is Melissa. It's nice to have you here. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you spending some time here with me today. And I'm grateful for all your likes and your shares and following all over my other areas of social media too. In the description box below, there are several links. They pertain to my physical store, as well as if you want a personal reading, you can find that link down in there as well. I'm offering just two different types of readings right now. One is a 20-minute reading and one is an hour reading, usually having to deal with more your astrological chart and the moon cycle at this time. So coming in, it looks like you're showing up as the Seven of Wands. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. It's one of my favorite cards. So you're showing up as pretty confident. You have been in your creative mode. You went through a specific period where you had a victory, and now you're just feeling yourself. You're feeling very zen. You're in your little bubble of happiness. Life is good. What's coming in as a conflict is the King of Wands. So there might be a Leo, Gemini, a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius in the mix that may be starting to pop that bubble a little bit. This could also mean more desire, like you're having more desire to grow and really kind of expand this bubble. And sometimes growth for Cancerian people tends to be a little scary. So this is a business reading. I think what I'm going to do for you is do business and then overlay a love reading with it and kind of give you an expansion on that. So I do feel like there's this energy, you're wanting to expand, you're wanting to do better, but you're also fearing that like it'll get too big, or maybe you're going to get too known. A lot of my Cancer people are very introverted socially, and so having too many people around can be quite scary. So I have a feeling that's what's happening for you. The root of the problem is the King of Pentacles. You're very stable right now. When I see the King of Pentacles as a problem, like seriously, that's a problem? It can be, because sometimes if you're comfortable, as you can see, he's very, very comfortable there. If you're feeling very comfortable, chances are you might be feeling a little bit stagnant. I am feeling, especially with this Mars retrograde and this getting ready to change into the next season of winter, people do get super comfortable with where they're at. They're like, things are okay, I'm tired, I don't want to work out as much, I want more comfort food, and you get this sense of stagnancy over stability. So that being the problem, also I feel like there's almost like an introspection of age here, like ageism on yourself, like, well, I'm too old to get any better than I am right now, or I'm too old to really expand any aspect of my life. I should just kind of stick and stay, which is very comfortable, but not necessarily for you, okay? In the past, we have the Page of Wands. So again, in the past, we had a relationship come in and really give us like this boost of energy. And I feel like you're going to have this come back around. I feel like this is a person that maybe came around, maybe even offered to do a project with you or something. I feel like this was somebody that came around, offered up this project, and you were like excited about it, but then maybe because you were feeling a little insecure, you didn't really seize onto that project. So good to know. In the top position in the subconscious, we do have the Ten of Wands. So it feels like you're secretly concerned if you get too big, you're going to have to walk away from it and maybe not follow through. I almost feel like this is like a follow through thing, where if you develop this project, you develop yourself and your sense of worth, that all of a sudden it's going to come, it's like the other shoe dropping, and like you're going to have to walk away from it and not really truly finish it, because possibly you've done this many times before where you started something and didn't finish it. There's lots of us that have done things like that, but this almost feels like you started many things and haven't finished them because you get comfortable, and then you're like, well, I don't really have to do that. Okay? In the direct outcome, we do have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is all about stability and kind of watering the seeds that you have planted. Again, that is a feeling of nothing's really going to change. Nothing's really going to change if you don't change. And that kind of, to me, I just heard nothing really happens. That phrase from, is it, I don't know if it's Finding Dory or if it's the other movie, Finding Nemo. I think it's Finding Nemo, where they say, if nothing ever happens, then nothing ever really happens. When Dory says that to Marlin about Nemo, like, if nothing ever happens to him, then nothing ever happens to him. Some really great things can come out of accidents. Some really great things can come out of surprises, right? So I feel like the surprise factor is scaring you a little bit, or the fact that you feel like you've already talked yourself into not finishing, which makes me sad for you. You shouldn't just talk yourself out of finishing things. And the advice column, talking to ourselves, speaking of our subconscious, this is mind your subconscious. This is the advice from Spirit. Mind your self-conscious, your subconscious, the negative self-talk, talking yourself out of things before you actually do them. I love this card because he's got this like little marionette here. And it's basically mind control and message control. It's like, oh, well, I'm not going to do it, and I'm probably going to walk away from it, so there I go. Of course, that's what's going to happen. If you tell yourself you're not doing it before you even start, you're not going to do it. The surrounding energy is the Ten of Wands, which tells me it's almost possible like that burden, it almost feels like the burden of that you're carrying right now has something to do with your creativity. It's almost like people are getting upset with you because you're not finishing things. Like, they excited about your projects. They get excited about what you bring to the table. They love what you bring to the table. But there's some sort of like, they're like, Jesus, like, don't put all the burden on yourself. Like, ask for help. Maybe so-and-so could paint this sketch, or maybe another person can like write out the summary, or maybe do the PowerPoint, or whatever it is. But there's something here with your creativity that people are missing, and they want to help you carry the burden, but you're not allowing it because you don't even start you start the project but don't finish it. And the reason you don't finish it is because you don't want to ask for help, and these people are willing to help you. I really feel like you are the person with all of wands and carrying the luggage, and the buffalo are the people around you that are like, hey, let me help you with this burden, okay? In your hopes and fears, we have the Magician. Again, creativity, all-knowing, creative, Pisces energy. This is about starting something new. You have hopes around starting something new, but you also have fears about starting something new. Fear's a lie. It really is. Fear is a lie. The final outcome is the Knight of Wands. Again, inspired, passion. Somebody wants you to create. Spirit wants you to create, and quit just resting on your laurels and resting on this stability. Spirit wants you to create for you. It's not about money. It's not about, what you bring to the table. That's why that horse is back there. Spirit is back there excited for you to start banging your own drum again. Okay? So let's go ahead and clarify a little bit. I'm going to use the Rider-Waite Tarot here to kind of clarify a little bit more, and then we'll go through love. I hope you like this new design that I'm doing. I'm still doing the Celtic cross, but I'm kind of adding more layers and longer readings. Okay. There's that stagnancy. Oh, okay. So we have the Seven of Wands crossing this you inspired help and the King of all Wands, okay? We have the Seven of Wands. And I feel like this is a card of, he's standing there at the edge of the cliff and all of the ideas are there. And he's standing there with his one final idea. And I feel like this King of Wands here is like, come on, let's do this. Let's grow. Let's do some more. And you're kind of fighting it, okay? At the root of the problem, we have the Queen of Cups, again, overcoming the King of Pentacles. I almost feel like you are emotionally, you have emotional depth, okay? You have amazing emotional depth. However, this stability is kind of hindering you. It's almost like you feel like you have to struggle. You have to struggle to create something. You know, some people can just choose to live a really nice life regardless of the struggles that could be happening. Um, it's possible that, you know, like the struggles that you're carrying emotionally. Hold on. Yeah, it's almost like you feel like you can't create unless you're struggling, or that you can't have change unless you're struggling. And some people change and there is no struggle because they choose not to have it. Emotional wisdom, my friend, emotional wisdom. In the past, we have the Three of Wands. So with the Three of Wands, maybe you did the work on this project and you sat and waited and then nothing ever came of it. So it's like the one project out of 5,000 that you've done in your lifetime that nothing ever came out of, and here you are sitting and pouting about it. In your subconscious, yeah, you're frustrated. You're frustrated because you are a creative individual. You need to be a creative individual. And walking away from your creativity is not what you are supposed to be doing. You are supposed to continue to be creative, a flowing, fluttery Cancer of life. We have the Sun card in the stagnancy. So it's almost to me like an immature thing. Like you have the emotionally mature over the King of Pentacles, but then you have the immature and the happiness and all the fun in just staying stagnant. But I think the stagnancy and the happiness is very fleeting, because here we are with the Nine of Wands with the subconscious. We're with the Nine of Wands with the subconscious, okay? And the Nine of Wands is really about looking again at what you've created and waiting to see if the universe can catch up with you. And I feel like with this manipulation going on here of your own subconscious, it almost feels like you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop again. Now, remember when I talked about this Ten of Wands and like the buffalo as your friends and people at work, and then you're like carrying the burden and they're just wanting to help? Well, here is affirmation that it's very true. You just need to ask for help. You are worthy. Help and networking is everything. I'm telling you, thinking that you can do everything by yourself and being like super independent can also be toxic. Asking for help in the right places is going to help you thrive. And actually, not only does it do more for you, it does more for the people around you. I know you're a Cancer. You care about other people way too much. So helping other people is going to help you too. In the Magician, we have the Hierophant, which is a Taurus card. This is, again, the hopes and fears. So you have a happiness and excitement for stability, but you also have a fear of stability. And it's almost like, I feel like you're worried somebody's going to have to depend on you. You're worried people have to depend on you and holding you accountable. And holding yourself accountable in this position of like, you know, being a team leader. It's almost like you're worried that you won't be able to meet the standard of holding people accountable, which is, that's the beauty of being a Cancer. Cancer is that very like motherly family energy. So the way you take care of people is the way a mom should take care of people. It's kind of unjudgy, and you are the most judgmental and critical of yourself. So if you could take some of that energy of working with others and knowing that like you are worthy of helping and that you are worthy of receiving help and you are worthy to be able to lead a certain pack of people to do the right thing, then why not do it? You're totally made for that position. So in the end, we have the Lovers going over this Knight of Wands. Air energy, very highly intellectual energy. And I feel like in the sense of working, you're going to create a very intellectually stimulating relationship with this project. It's going to be so much more than what you think it is. It's going to be so much more, and divinely so. Like Spirit is like, you need to complete this project to complete you. Those are that Spirit's words. You need to complete this project to complete you. I love that for you. So as far as a love reading goes, I do see that this is Leo, Sag, Aries over Cancer. And I do feel like there's some sort of conflict between you and this Leo, Sag, or Aries. And I feel like there's been a lot of words spoken. There's been a lot of passion. It was a very quick type of relationship. And it felt very intense very quickly. Cancer, your feelings are always very, very intense, but this is actually really, really intense. And it does feel like the root of the problem is the fact that you two are so strong. Like, you guys are, one is bullheaded and the other one is bullheaded in the emotional department. Being emotionally wise, being emotionally available is very, very important, but you also have this like daddy figure of like, trying to keep things stable. And it almost feels like you can't receive this person. You're scared to receive this person. And that's probably because you've been hurt. We all have been hurt, right? Sometimes it's meant to teach you something about yourself. Sometimes it's meant to say, like, this whole fleeting, very fast energy is not good for you. You need the type of relationships, including your friendships, business relationships, partnerships, love relationships. You need a slow burn to really build an authentic relationship. I don't care how old you are. I keep hearing this like age factor. I don't care how old you are. You need to take your time with getting to know people, especially in this day and age, and especially with online dating. This getting to know people over a text is such bullshit. Like, you need a face-to-face. You need to video chat at first to make sure they are the person who they say they are. There's so many things that I'm going to write about. I'm going to write a book about it because I think it's so important that you're not giving everything over a text message. It's just wrong. In the past, we have the Three of Wands. And I feel like this is you. Like, you did everything, you showed up, you put it out there, and then you waited and people didn't respond. And you were like, well, screw this, I'm not doing this again. Or you gave out everything all at once and then waited and they're still not responding because they're not ready and you're not their person and they're not your person. So you're like literally holding an entire group of people accountable for a few people that you kind of went in a little over your head. You swam out way too fast and you went in way over your head before you really kind of got involved. And that's why you're kind of pissed off here. You're pissed off, you're frustrated. It's so frustrating. You're like, I'm walking away. I'm never dating again, right? I'm never putting myself out there again. You're frustrated because you're not getting what you want. Going out on dates, you shouldn't be attached to an outcome. When you're dating people and meeting people, you don't need to be attached to, this person is going to be my bestie. This person is going to be the love of my life. It's fun to romanticize that. Trust me, I'm a Taurus and I'm a Venus and Aries. I romanticize the shit out of everything. But I do believe that you really romanticize way too quickly, way too fastly over a text message. So it's time to start communicating with your lips and your voice and your heart versus your fingers. I feel like there is a Taurus coming in and possibly a Leo that is going to kind of shake things up a little bit. I feel like this Leo energy, the sun energy, is actually you. And this is somebody that's going to move a little bit slower for you. Could be a Capricorn too. Could be a Capricorn and he's literally moving so slow and you're like, oh my gosh, why are you moving so slow? It's taking forever. But it's because it needs to take forever to build trust with you. You've been hurt a lot. It's time to build some trust. It's the same here. You've put yourself out there. You've been, carrying the entire burden of a relationship. You're carrying an entire burden of a relationship, and in the same breath, you're wanting people to depend on. It has to be an ebb and flow and a give and take. Hopes and fears. So we have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, Earth energy, fire. A little bit of air. We don't have a lot of air except for the Lovers at the end. So it's possible that this could be your next person, and it is going to be a divine union with the Lovers. I feel like this person's really going to stoke your flame, though. Like, for real, they're going to stoke the flame of you. So I'm going to pull 5 cards, one for each house, and we'll seal this deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, coming in the first house, we have purpose. I know what I am here to do. This is also purple for the crown chakra. So your purpose, I know what I'm here to do, is to love. Plain and simple. That is every human's purpose, is to love. And the more we love, the more we raise the vibration of people, and the more we quit hurting each other, and the more we communicate with each other the right needs to communicate, okay? In the second house, we have acceptance. I am learning to accept the things I cannot change. Again, with the purple and the blue chakra. So intuition and heart space. These are things that we are accepting about stability. Like, I am learning to accept, what makes me feel good are people that move slow. What makes me feel good long term are people who take their time. What makes me feel good long term is being creative for no reason other than to be creative and finish a project. That's the kind of things I'm feeling. In the third, we have, which is the solar plexus. In the third house, we have, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. That's almost a very mother-like statement, but this again is that solar plexus, Leo energy, the area where we find our confidence and our fire and our drive. It's, that's where we radiate. And I feel like this is your form of communication. Like, it's time for you to step up and start communicating about what you need. On the fourth house, which is your relationships or family, it says, I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Again, with that yellow and the purple. So this really is finding your higher purpose, meaning to love. Again, the fourth house is family and motherhood and Cancer. It's your house. I think it's, really kind of leaning into, I need to create because I love to create. I need to create because I am a lover. I need to love because I am a lover. Those are the things that I'm hearing. In the fifth house of fun, romance, and childlike play, we have empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. So I feel like having empathy for people in your network that are trying to have a relationship with you, and listening a little bit more than talking over them is going to be a huge key factor for you. All right, thank you so much, Cancer. I look forward to reading for you for the entire year. I'm going to do those in a few weeks, or in a couple of days actually. But this looks like a really beautiful reading. I hope you spend some time loving on yourself. Get you some rose quartz. If you're not buying it from me, buy it from somebody that does ethical sourcing. Hope you have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Toodaloo.